Nobody should watch that. That's a gross thing. All right, we're pretty much ready to go, guys. We're going to just go for it, okay? Have this number handy. I know Jeannie's been putting in the chat room, but if you're just listening somewhere and you want to be a participant caller-wise today, you can call us, 801-895-4724. Just hold on to that number, okay? If you call now, you won't get in, so don't call now. But later, you can call. And when you do call and somebody's on the line and you're not getting through, just keep trying. If it eventually goes to a voicemail or, hangs up on you, just try again. All right, I got to do one thing and then we're good to go here. One thing and then we're good to go. Wah, 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 wow. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I wanted to ask Daryl about something. Let me put that in here. All right. Okie dokie, everyone. Grab your smoky. Wakey, wakey. Hands off snaky. Here goes. This is the show. We're doing it. Begins in 3. Oop, gotta have the read. In 3, 2, 1. Oh, I didn't hit record. Crap. Why isn't that working? Okay, that's good now. That's weird. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Coming up on TMS, we won everything. All of it! Hey, it's a live call-in show. Star Wars is streaming everything. Guardians 2 will be mostly about family. Visiting the last state. The TSA is taking your stuff. Recommendals. Tom's Tech Time. Your emails and more on this episode of The Morning Stream.
Ring around the collar. Ring around the collar.
Those dirty rings. You try soaking them out, and soaping them out, and scrubbing them out. And you can still get...
Ring around the collar.
Now, try Whisk. Whisk sinks right into the dirt. Starts to clean before you start to wash. Use Whisk, and you won't hear ring around the collar again. Whisk.
The older a man grows, the more likely he'll face a flaccid penis.
This is the morning stream, and we're gonna need a bigger boat.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the morning stream. TMS morning edition for Wednesday, April 15th, 2015. Isn't it tax day? Is today tax day or tomorrow tax day? How does that work? I don't know. All I know is I think my accountant has everything he has to do, and hopefully that all goes without a hitch, because I have no idea how any of it works. For all I know, I could be being fleeced for all of my income. Because I don't know how this stuff works. I'm terrible at it. You may notice I'm the only voice on the show today. Well, as I told you yesterday, Brian's busy at the NMX show in Vegas, and is not here today. So it's going to be mostly phone calls from you and me, hanging out, talking, chatting, and later we'll have guests, like a normal Wednesday. This is the first time you're listening to the show. Maybe you heard about us last night because we won our award category for Best Comedy Podcast of the Podcast Awards in Las Vegas, and you're thinking, well, this is what it is? No, this is not the normal show. Go back one or two and check those out. Actually, go check out any one of our 800-plus shows to see what they're about. It's unusual for me to do a show solo, but here I am doing one nonetheless. And Brian's doing some panel stuff today, which is cool. And we're going to talk for a second about how the awards went generally, because we swept. And we'll talk about that in a sec. But before that, let's take a call. Hi, you're on the air. Who's this?
Well. Good morning, Mr. Scott Johnson.
Great. The Joker's on the line. Sorry, no, let me clear that up. Mark Hamill's Joker is on the line. What can I do for you?
Yes. I was just seeing how you were doing this morning without your friend, Brian Ibbett there.
Well, so far...
He's been indisposed, and in Las Vegas, I hear.
So far, so good. You know, it's early. The only thing we've done so far is welcome the audience and talk to the Joker. So how you feel about being a big part of my morning so far?
Oh, well, I always love being part of the morning stream. It's great to get my joys out early this morning.
The Joker has joys. Thank you for your call. Have a nice day. Give hell to the Batman, if you know what I'm saying. All right, so we won everything, and it's because of you guys. This is crazy to me. I was sure we weren't going to win a couple of these categories, but yet we somehow swept everything, and it is on the backs of rabid fandom that we did it. I mean, here are the rules of this contest, all right? I have some things to say about this whole thing. The rules of this contest are this. As many people who want to vote every day for the show they want to vote for in the category they're voting for it in, they could do that from the time they open voting until the time they close it. So their rules are the kind of rules that if you are doing it properly, you can completely own the contest. And by doing it properly, I mean have a fan base who's willing to vote for you every day. The shows who had the most willing fan base of both, I guess, quantity and willingness combined, right? They were the ones that would win you those awards. So we are up for this show on comedy, film and TV for FilmSack, video games for The Instance, let's see, Coverville for music, Daily Tech News Show for tech, and 2 categories for Night Attack, both video and mature. And is that everybody? I feel like I'm forgetting somebody. Instance, TMS, film, yeah. And so there were enough fans of each of those individual properties, and collectively, all of us sort of working together to vote every day, that we ended up owning every category or nominated in. Now, that's awesome, great. That's the rules, so we do the rules the way we do the rules, okay? That's the way it works. Nobody cheated. It's the way it works. It's just how it is. If you can rally your base, that's how you win. All right. So you guys were rallyable, and you did it, and you're amazing, okay? And we love you for it, because you're really the reason. It's not like a bunch of peers voted for us. You guys voted for us. Here's the other thing. And I'm not going to speak to... I know some people want me to talk about how the show was hosted yesterday, if you saw the live stream. Perhaps some of the way that that particular award show is run and all that stuff. I am not going to do that today. All right? We might talk about some of that stuff tomorrow when Brian's back on the show. Because I want to talk to him a little bit. But that is not what for that is not for today. But here is what is for today. There's no way in hell that the committee who runs that award thing isn't looking very hard at the rules and trying to decide what to do. Because here's how it looked. The huge portion of the night that featured somebody coming up to the stage, taking an award out of Jericho's hand and giving his speech as to why he's thankful he got his award. A large portion of that featured either Brian Ibbott or Brian Brushwood. And every time somebody would win, like now we could have maybe evened that out a bit if, like, say, let's just say that me and Randy and Brian Dunaway and I don't know who all else, and Terpster and Patrick, let's say we're all there. We could have spread things out and made it seem different, right? You could have had Terpster and Patrick go get an Instance Award. You could have had me go up with Randy for FilmSack, Brian up there for Coverville, me and Brian for TMS, and there would have still been, oh, those guys all seem to know each other. That's great. Good job, guys. But instead, what it looked like, because of our limited representation there, it looked like we rigged the entire event. And even as somebody who was like sitting at home trying to watch this on a phone, actually in the car for most of it, it was clear to me that it looked like, I'm not saying it was, obviously, because we just played by the rules, but it looked like we had come into Las Vegas and we had rigged that event, because every other winner was Brian. You know, Brian would go up to accept, or Brian Brushwood would be up there, and then you went up again for Tom's thing, and went up there twice for Night Attack, and Ibbott was up there for everything, including his own show, Coverville. So it looked bad, you know, to other people. I'm not saying to me. It didn't look bad to me because I knew what was going on, right? We have the inside scoop. Hi, you're on the air. Who's this?
Hey, it's Dodd Vickers. How are you?
Dodd Vickers, man of the town, Atlanta, Georgia's own Dodd Vickers. What's going on?
I just wanted to congratulate you guys on your stuffing the ballot box.
Well, I mean, it is what it is, right? When they lay, like I said earlier, when they lay out these rules, the rules state that if fans
No, you
go,
shouldn't feel bad.
No, we shouldn't feel bad at all. Like there are people on Twitter and online. I immediately started getting hate mail yesterday.
Like that.
People saying you rigged it, you totally, the whole thing's a sham because you guys cheated somehow. We did no such thing. We just lived by the rules.
Watch the Academy Awards one year where you got a picture that sweeps all categories. I mean, does everybody start screaming it was rigged, or is it just you're delivering the best quality so you get rewarded?
Well, maybe somebody does, right? Like somebody somewhere's sitting there going, freaking Schindler's List, you guys paid him off or whatever. I'm sure somebody does that, but this is definitely a case where if you don't really know how it works and you're watching that stream and you're interested in some other shows winning, and then you see this sweeping happening and you see Funny Guy in a Hat showing up every time to receive the award, to them, in their eyes, they start to wonder what the hell's going on. And the hosts themselves, that was my favorite part, is the host, the girl, I forget her name. She's the host of that sex podcast. I forgot her name.
I don't know.
Anyway, her and Chris Jericho, they're standing there, and she says, I can hear her over the mic as Brian's coming up yet again for Film Sack or something. And they go, is it the same? She goes, is that the same guy? Is this a joke? Are we being? This is a joke, isn't it? And then he came out and like laid on the floor or did something, and everybody went. And then she goes, it is a joke. This is a joke. Like she was completely suspicious the entire time. So was Jericho. We made a pro wrestler suspicious. That's amazing. Think about that.
Somebody whose every match is rigged.
Yeah, Here's a guy whose entire career as a wrestler was based on a bunch of fake wrestling matches where the outcomes were predetermined in every single case, and he's suspicious of how things are going. And so that's all I'm saying. I don't feel guilty about it. I don't feel anything about it other than I'm really proud of our community, and I'm super humbled by the fact that they would even care to do this, and to have us win across the board like this is really amazing. But it just, I can see why people saw it through the lenses they saw it, because it looked real funny there for a while. And there's no way, mark my words, there's no way they're not looking at those rules right now and trying to decide what the hell they're going to change, because in their heads, they saw one or two people come up and sweep a bunch of stuff. Like they weren't even putting two and two together that Brian was like, oh, he's just getting the award for the instance. It's got nothing to do with the show, but he's doing it on our behalf. They're not seeing that. They're seeing, oh, another podcaster has won yet another podcast award. So it's not even computing with them. Like the host didn't even get that. He would get up and say, he'd say, I'm doing this on behalf of, he'd say that. And so would Schwood for DTNS, but they would still banter after that, oh, that guy, I can't believe that guy won again. It's like, no, he was a friend. See, they're not seeing that picture. So what I think they're doing...
They don't get the connection.
No, so since they're not making the connection, they're going to sit around and stew in their own poop and go, well, we got to change these rules. And here's my prediction, okay? This is going to be major, important podcast moment, everybody. Think of this as the serial moment for TMS, all right? You ready? Here's my conspiracy. Not conspiracy, but here's what they're going to do. Like last year, they said, look, we're not going to let People's Choice be the winner of last year. We're not going to let that be a People's Choice winner 2 years in a row. So you're unqualified for that category, which is why TMS isn't in there. We probably would have won that one too. And the guy who won it should have won it. But I'm just saying, if we'd have been in there and the way things were going for us, we probably would have won it. I'll bet they say every category is now like that. If you won the year previous, you cannot win in that category the next year. So for us to compete for Film Sack, we'll have to end up in entertainment or something else, as an example, rather than film and TV. I am almost assured.
If they do that, that would be ridiculous, first of all. But secondly, it would just take the legitimacy away from the award. I mean, what do you say? The same director or producer or actor can't win the next year in the Academy Awards?
That's a good point.
I mean, all award shows, if you really take them for what they're worth. I mean, if you look at the mechanism for the Academy Awards, where you don't see all the petitioning and solicitation that goes on to get the vote of the Academy members.
Sure.
They spend a ton of money advertising, sending out packages, sending out gifts, sending out things to these people that are voting, members of the Academy, to get their attention and get their eyes on their movie. and get it, or whatever they're nominated for.
Sure.
It's a huge deal, and they work at it 10 times harder and spend a lot of money to get those awards. Where all you're doing is saying, fans, please go vote for us and follow the rules and do what they've asked you to do. And if your fan base is willing to support you as the Frog Pants Network community is, then why shouldn't you be able to get the award? That would be ridiculous, first of all. And again, it would just take away the legitimacy of the whole idea of podcast awards.
I would agree. Someone else will pick up the flag and go. But I'm guessing, this is just a guess, I'm guessing they're totally going to do that. And here's the thing. You've got inside knowledge about how the movie industry works because you work in it. And you know how this kind of stuff goes down. Rarely does the home audience Oscar viewer really understand how all that politicking works and stuff. But in this particular case, they're at this weird transition. Their categories are a little wonky. They're kind of based on ideas from 2006. They kind of need to update a lot of that stuff. There's a lot they could do. They clearly have some backing and momentum now, so there's no reason they couldn't. But I know some change is coming. They have to have smelled a rat. They have to. Somebody has to be questioning, how is it possible that somehow Frog Pants and Diamond Club figured out a way to put their heads together and make this completely their show? And and without us doing all that much, like it's got to be driving them crazy. And I'm guessing they're thinking like, T2T2 is their Kevin Mitnick. It's like they keep hearing this name floated as a guy who made a bookmark for everybody to be reminded to vote, and they're thinking, now wait a minute, what does that mean? And they're digging into that, and I've already heard people making noise about that. So the whole thing is just a little bit weird, to be honest. But we're real proud of it. We won.
You should be.
Yeah.
Well, and if they were that concerned about it, I mean, the smartest thing for them to do would be to reach out to you guys.
Yeah. Right. See, that's what I'm saying.
Hey, congratulations on your success.
Yeah.
Can you share with us how this happened so we get better insight on how we can improve the process, make it, and maybe they realize, well, no, it's working the way it's supposed to work.
Maybe they should do this. Here's my idea. Ibbott needs to arrange a meeting while he's still in Vegas. Okay, say, look, I'll meet with you guys and talk to you, because they all think right now he looks like the freaking Kingpin in Daredevil, right? So he needs to say, okay, great, I'll meet with you. My hotel room 220. And it's in the Monte Carlo, and meet me in my room at 4 o'clock. They'll say, okay. They'll come at 4 o'clock, and all that'll be there is that hat that he wore and a little tag that says, so long, suckers. And then the controversy will really get going. Dodd, it's always good to talk to you, man. Take it easy, have fun, and obey Henry.
I do want to congratulate you guys, because you're such a big part of my day every day. I mean, I produced a podcast for a long time. I go listening to other podcasts now, and it's so hard for me to get involved in another podcast because you guys do such a good job.
Oh, thanks, man.
I listen to The Instance, and I don't even play World of Warcraft.
We get that a lot on there. I don't know what's. It's so weird, but we get that a lot on that show, so I totally understand.
I've started playing Hearthstone because of it, but that's as close as I've come. I'm just a very casual gamer.
Good,
but you've just done a great job of delivering quality content, and I know Jury. I've known Brian for years. You got the best team around you, and you deserve all the success you're getting. So,
thanks,
congratulations.
Man. That means a lot. Thank you very much, and obey Henry always. All right.
Always, absolutely.
See you, man. All right. I'll take one more call, and then I'm going to call Daryl. Hi, you're on the air. Who's this?
This is Paul in Texas.
Paul in Texas. Texas Paul will call you for the next few minutes. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, and let me join the group saying congratulations on the sweep.
Oh, thanks, man. It was weird. Totally weird that I was sure we weren't going to win the Instance. There's some very stiff competition in there. And I also only mentioned it on that show a few times that we were even up for the award, and I thought, that one we've won for that one in the past. It's not that big a deal. I don't want to get too aggressive with it. And when they announced that, I was like, you've got to be freaking kidding me. So once we won that, I kind of felt that we were going to sweep everything. That was the beginning of the end of, if we're going to win at least the Instance, we're going to win everything here. And sure enough, we did. So, it was pretty cool.
And for all those people who are writing you and tweeting you and Facebooking you and whatever they're doing to you, complaining that you won all the awards, tell them this from me.
Okay.
Get a better podcast, and you can win next year. Smiley face.
Hey, Paul from Texas Paul says, F off. That's what he says. I like it. Thank you, Paul. All right, we're going to call Daryl. If you're still calling, I'll take your calls. Just keep it coming in. It may take a while, so if it just rings and rings, don't worry, I'll get to you. We got to get some of the regular crap going, too, as well. All right, so I'm going to get Daryl in here. We're going to play his little themey theme. I got a big question for Daryl today. Important stuff has to be asked of Daryl P. Skeels III. Here's his theme. It is Stump a Truck Nerd, and it is brought to you by this. Do you have kids? Yes! Do you want them to help you bake? Yes! Keep them busy with laser-engraved rolling pins just their size. They're 100% food safe, made in these states united. They're lots of fun. Made with lasers. Daryl, you like lasers? Oh, he's not here yet. They're awesome. Check out Tiny Hands on a Roll on Kickstarter. You can just search for it or go to tinyurl.com/kickhumble. Kickstarter ends on the 23rd of this month, so do check that out. I don't know why Daryl's not answering me. Let's text him. Oh, there he is. Daryl, you there? Hello? No, still not. You there? What? He sent me a text that says, thanks for more F4. What does that mean? Thanks for more F4. Oh, phone not ringing, he says. Great! Perfect day for this to happen, but I don't have someone else to yap at. Hold on a sec. Says it is. Alright, well, while he does that, a reminder, you can call the show today, especially our first hour. 801-895-4724 is the number. It's 801-895-4724. And we'd be happy to have you call in. That would be fine. Oh, here we go. Daryl, are you there? Hello.
Oh, there we are.
Yeah. What's with your phone, man?
I don't know. It wasn't ringing.
Piece of crap, that phone. Daryl, since you're here, let's just take a call from a listener. We'll add it to the call. Let's see what they have to say. Here we go. Hi, you're on the air. Who's this? Hello.
Hello.
Hi, who's this?
This is Eric.
Eric, hey. Oh, Eric from Salt Lake. Dude, it's snowing here.
Yeah, it's snow everywhere. I'm looking out the window, and it's freaking winter.
I don't get it. Freaking April is like mystery month. It doesn't make any sense. Every year this happens. That year I got stuck in Beaver. Remember that? The whole Beaver getting stuck place with on my way home from Vegas. Speaking of Vegas, that was another freak storm in the middle of what felt like spring. It's just insane. I don't know why this happens.
Yeah, I don't know what's going up. I had a question for you and Daryl.
Oh, good. Well, then I pulled you in at the right moment.
Yay.
Okay. Your favorite Star Trek?
Oh, crap. His phone's... Hold on. You're cracking up. Start again.
Sorry. Opening the Star Trek shows. Which one's your favorite?
Oh, opening... Which Star Trek opening is your favorite? Daryl, what do you like?
Ooh, probably... TNG, I guess.
And now, is the question... Eric, let me refine your question just a bit, or ask a question about your question. Is it your favorite music, or is it the whole package? Like, what are you looking for? Do you want the whole package? Because I have a theme that I prefer. That's not actually true. Well, no, I have a theme that I prefer from the visuals of it over the rest of them, but then I have one I prefer the music over all of them.
Well,
oh, his phone.
But I could go either way, I guess.
All right, well, I'm going to go... Daryl, what'd you say, TNG?
Yeah.
I'm going to go DS9 for visuals, and in that case, the latter seasons, because they started populating it with more than just the damn space station.
Right.
I like that a lot. There's something very remote and outposty about it that I really like. And then for the music, it's Voyager. I still think the Voyager theme is my favorite one.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's really good.
I think
I have to
Voyager's
go with
beautiful.
DS9 for me, though.
You know what? I'm going to take this back. Well, no, I'm not going to take it back. But honorable mention goes to Enterprise for the visuals, because I think that's a really cool montage. The music destroys it, though. It ruins it.
I never really saw the visuals because I always skipped it or muted it and walked away.
Yeah, it's really bad. Like, somebody on YouTube, you can go find a version of that intro with proper, like, orchestrated music that's not that stupid song. And you'll go, oh, okay, now you could have done this, you jackasses, but they decided not to for whatever reason. Anyway, go check that out.
Look that up.
It's always good talking to you, man. Stay out of the snow, all right? Stay indoors.
No kidding.
Bye.
Keep the kids safe.
Yeah, it's crazy right now. I don't get it.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be 72 tomorrow.
Wow.
Yeah, it'll all be gone by tomorrow. I'll be out running in the heat.
I
yeah.
like the Voyager one too, where it's the visuals, where it's pushing the particles out of the way.
Yeah, because it's it evokes the mysteries of unexplored space, right? Like ooh, this place, we've never been here before. We're stuck in the middle of nebulas and things that man has yet to discover. In a way, the premise of Voyager is so much better than the actual execution of Voyager.
It's true, yeah.
Because they missed out. I feel like they missed an opportunity to truly explore really weird alien things and different space anomalies. They did some of that, but they spent too much time trying to go, well, what if the Bermuda Triangle was a wormhole and it came all the way here and just so happens we ran into Amelia Earhart for no reason. Like, that was dumb. That sucked.
And to get out of it, we have to recombobulate the defronculator.
The defronculator, I love it.
Route it through the postoncula.
The postoncula. Oh my gosh.
Well, they just invented dumb words that had no meaning.
The postoncula.
Just to get out of stuff.
I really like the postoncula. It's not bad. All right, so I'm going to ask you a question after I ask you your trivia question because it's an important Trek thing that we all need to know. We'll get to that when you do your history thing. So let's start with the question. In the Next Generation episode, Thine Own Self, Data's on a mission on the planet Barkon 4. Something happens to Data.
That's the planet where the dogs are turning the lights on and off.
Hold on. Say that other word you said earlier. I want to write this down. What was it?
I don't even know.
Pedoncula, was it? What was it?
Bastonculator, maybe?
Bastonculator. All right, I want to write it down. So where the hell was I?
I'll just start over again.
So in the Next Gen episode, Thine Own Self, Data's on a mission on the planet Barkon 4. Something happens to Data, and basically he gets amnesia. Some villagers take him in. Since Data has amnesia, the villagers give him a new name. What name does Data go by while he's in the village?
Oh, boy.
Is it Jaden? Is it Scorin? Is it Talur? T-A-L-U-R, whatever that is. Talur? Or Garvin? So it's Jaden, Scorin, Talur, or Garvin. Those are your options. Think real hard about them. Before we do Shatner, I got a question for you here, and that's this. How do you feel? Well, the office has got donuts or something. What's going on back there?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. They picked a perfect time to get excited. How do you feel about the comic book crossovers they do? Like Star Trek meets Doctor Who or Star Trek meets Planet of the Apes, all that stupid crap. Do you have an opinion? I mean, I actually don't mind it. I think it's fine, but I have to think that a real Trek fan would have an opinion on that.
Well, I have to say I haven't actually read them.
Sure.
But just the idea of Star Trek and monkeys is just terrible to me.
Is that so on its surface, like sight unseen, if someone said, hey, there's a comic book that is Planet of the Apes meets Star Trek The Next Generation, you are immediately turned off. You're not interested.
Yes, I would say, I don't know what I would say. I would just run away.
What if it was Star Trek and the Transformers? Then what?
I would still run away.
Same problem.
Different universes that don't go together.
All right, what if it was Star Trek, Star Wars? Still no?
No, especially that, because Star Wars is a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, so they should never meet.
Okay, what about Space 1999? That kind of fits.
If you have a time travel thing.
Yeah, good point.
Maybe.
That was during the eugenics wars for Star Trek anyway, right?
Yeah, Khan and Space 1999, that'd be good.
All right, the final matchup I would say might work would be Lost in Space and Star Trek. That might work. Right?
Maybe.
Because they're wearing dumb suits. In a lot of ways, it was a Star Trek ripoff. You know? Or did that come before Star Trek?
I'm not sure.
Maybe,
I don't know what year that was supposed to be happening.
Maybe, what's his name, ripped it off. I don't know. All right, well, these are all good answers to questions. Final thing I was going to say. Oh, crap. Where'd it go? God damn it. Oh, yeah. Final thing I was going to say is this.
The older a man grows, the more likely he'll face a flaccid penis.
All right. All right, very good. Daryl, back to your... Oh, no, let's do history. What's today in history?
Why are we more likely to face one of those?
I don't know. It's the worst usage of language. I think have would have been a better word, not face. Yeah. But whatever.
Oh, my gosh, what's this thing doing in my face?
It's terrible. All right, so what are we doing? Oh, yeah. Thank you, MASH. What's the...
I watched an episode last night on the day before on the treadmill.
Yeah.
There were 4 of that guy, the Tigger laugh.
Oh, see, they overuse him. He's in there all the time. Well, he was
terrible.
He was between work at Disney on the next Tigger movie.
Yeah.
All right, so today in Trek history, what do we have?
Oh, what do we have? Oh, shoot. Am I not ready? Oh, no, I'm
You're
not
completely
ready
not
for
ready,
anything.
no.
Okay, so let me click this. Zachary Quinto. Yeah, that was today in 2007.
Oh.
Zachary Quinto met the producers of Star Trek for the first time to discuss a role on the film.
I'll bet they made him shave that eyebrow in the middle because he had a major unibrow back in the day. I don't know if you remember
Probably.
that, but I remember that. Well, good. He was a good choice, turns out.
Yeah.
I think as far as your Trek actors pulling from somebody who was relatively known from Heroes, but that's about it, he was as good a choice as you were going to find. So there you have it.
I'm not a huge fan of a director just taking his familiar people that he always works with and just using them just because he knows them.
Yeah, good point.
But that was an okay choice.
Also, I have now just realized I'm looking at some photos of him on the set of Star Trek. I've realized once again that it's impossible to get a photo of any of the crew of the 2009 movie without seeing a lens flare in the photo. Like when people make fun of that, it's a genuine problem. Like it's not... Something happened there. I really think he thought by doing that he was creating a new look for Star Wars or Star Trek that would make it stand out and be different and would become a standard for the series. I really think he thought that because it's so overused. It was so intentional. It wasn't like he was, it wasn't like accidental lighting stuff or happy accidents. It was the real deal, and I still don't understand what he was thinking. But whatever.
Well, he did say later that, oh yeah, you guys are right. There was too much in that. And then in the next one, he said he reduced them. But then there was some video with a count of all of them, and there were even more in the next.
There was? I didn't notice either. I thought there were less in the new one, but maybe not. I know that there are. What was I going to say? Oh, his logo for his not Bad Robot, but the other little logo thing that he does for his name or whatever. Whenever his name comes up. That has a lens flare on it. It's like a little mini one. So clearly, he's a big fan. Yep. All right. Terrell, let's get back to your deal here. This is a Next Gen episode. It's Thine Own Self is the episode. And he was known on that planet as either Jaden, or as one of these, Jaden, Scorin, Talur, or Garvin. What say you?
Okay. That was a dumb episode. I did not like it.
I remember not liking it either. He had his memory zapped or something, right? Like electrocuted?
Yeah. Or radiation or something from something he was carrying.
Yeah, it was dumb.
So I don't remember much of it since I only saw it once. I think it was something that ended in EN or AN, which I guess that rules out Talur or whatever that is.
You said it better than me. How about Garvin? You don't like Garvin?
No, isn't that a baseball player?
No, you're thinking of... Who are you thinking of? Garvin takes the plate one last time!
Or maybe it was Garvey. Is there a Garvey?
This is the 4th time to the plate for Garvin today! I can't picture it. Garvin. Yeah, I don't know.
Steve Garvey or something?
I'm thinking to me it's a UPS, or not UPS, but satellite navigation system or something. The Garvin.
I don't know. Forget that.
All right.
I'm crossing it out. I don't know why. So, Jaden or Scorin? Scorin? That's like you're scoring points.
Yeah, or pot. Right?
What?
He's scoring some pot.
Oh, yeah.
Smoke weed every day.
Okay, that's why you said that.
That was my only reason.
Good excuse
I needed a reason.
Yeah. I'm going to say... Oh, shoot. I put an arrow pointing to Scorin.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking I'm going to say Jaden, because... Jaden or Scorin? Jaden, Scorin. I don't know. I'm going to say...
Jaden, Scorin, let's call the whole thing off.
I'm going to say... Oh, shoot. I got to say something.
Yeah, you do. In this, you are correct.
Yes. Scorin, Jaden. I'm going to say... Scorin because it's more alien, and it's probably wrong. Okay, give me the thing.
All right, you want scoring then. B, here it is. Let's find out if he's right. Is it scoring? Nope. It was Telor. Just kidding, it's Jaden. Jaden, they call him Jaden. The inhabitants of this planet are from a pre-industrial age. Many of the villagers turn off data. He put turn off data when they discover he is different. Fun fact, Mr. Trieger, the superintendent from Friends, plays one of the villagers. There's a clip of him telling the other villagers that Data is some kind of creature. So here you go.
I saw it with my own eyes. He's not a person. He's some kind of creature.
It's not true, Father.
We must find him and stop him before he kills us all.
Not Jaden. He wouldn't try to hurt us.
Come on!
The angry TNG mobs. They're the worst.
Even the writing was terrible.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. There you go. That's your episode. That's your answer, and you got it wrong. That's okay though. It's only 2 days in the week. You can even it out tomorrow and be better than today.
Yeah,
I think so. Daryl's the Trek Nerd. You can find him on This Week in Trek, thisweekintrek.com, the Trek Nerd on Twitter, and on the Grumpy Cast. And he'll now play a game with me called I don't know what.
Well, first I'm going to say grats on the podcast awards.
Oh, thank you.
Make that real quick.
It was lovely. You certainly are a part of the TMS win, so thank you for being a part of it. Thank you, everybody who is a part of the show, all our guests, all our people, all our stuff. Mike, everybody out there does all the little behind-the-scenes things. TMS is a weird as hell thing. It's I don't know. I think about it sometimes.
It's a community thing. I think the reason it won is because it's such a tight community.
Yeah. Well, there's absolutely no question. Like every show won because the community rallied. That's how you win. And we clearly had a very rabid fan base, which, just really came out in those awards yesterday. But all that being said, I just don't understand how it comes about. Like, it's so weird to me that all of this comes out of some goofy ass morning show that, I've wanted to do since I was 9.
Because it's goofy ass.
I guess goofy ass, yeah. A GA is what we like to call it. Unless they live in Georgia, then they get pissed. All right. So what's your, give us your thing. What is it? What's your deal?
Oh, it's leftover week, and I haven't picked one, so let's go see what there is. Doody-doody-doo. No, we did Kettle 1. And somebody posted a picture of oh, shoot. No, we didn't do that. Well, I guess I'm not doing that one now because I just gave you the answer.
Okay. What was the answer? Doody-doody-doo? What was the answer?
I didn't give you the answer. I just said the question. So maybe we will do that one now. Yeah. Let's do that one now. Somebody posted a picture of that other one, though, the wine from yesterday, whatever that was.
Oh,
somebody got it as a gift.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about that. Okay, Star Trek Planet or actual drink?
All right, actual drink or Star Trek Planet? All right, go.
Kettle 1. That's what I said.
Kettle 1?
Kettle 1. Is it a Star Trek Planet or an actual drink?
Kettle 1. It's got to be a Star Trek Planet. There's no way that's a drink. Because the kettle is where the drink is. Like you're making tea. Put on the kettle. Like that. This is like, this has to be a planet. And I could hear them saying, Kettle 1 has a weird electrical storm, Captain. What do we do? So I'll say Kettle 1.
Okay. And there's you have no helper to save you, and that's too bad because he probably would have said that's a Netherlands wheat vodka.
What?
And it is.
He wouldn't have known. Yeah, he may have actually because he drinks, but that sucks. I had no freaking idea. How is that anything but not real is the question.
I don't know.
Bye. All right, there goes Daryl.
Television highlights of the news of yesteryear.
Oh, look, it's the news. We have the morning news, and it's brought to you by something free. What do you ask? Free? How can something be free? Everything costs something. Well, you're right. It costs you a bit more time and energy, both physical and electrical, to go get the free something. What might that be? A novella. No. By a tadpooler named Rise, Tears. There's no word colon. It's the colon. Rise Tears. Quick, go to tiny.cc/risen novel to find out how you can get this hot new item absolutely for free. Hi, you're on the air. Who's this?
Hi, it's Captain Kipper.
Captain Kipper, one of the chief contributors to so many freaking things. It kind of boggles my mind. You're always out there doing stuff like on Current Geek. Half the stories we talk about were found by you and put on our Reddit page. It's insane. We don't thank you enough, I guess is what I'm saying. Anyway, what's going on?
Well, you do. You have a show every week, every day.
That's true. Okay, if that's our thanks, I'll tell you what. If that's how we thank you, we'll just keep making it.
That's what I want, man.
All right. What's on
I just wanted to come in and say, what was it, a boot and goodbye.
Nice. All right. Well, I've enjoyed our time together.
Thank you.
Stay out of trouble. Bye. He must be Canadian. It just occurred to me. StarWars.com is going to live stream the annual fan convention globally. This is happening the 16th through the 19th. Our very own Justin Robert Young will be in attendance. So I'm excited about that because he'll talk about what he saw, I'm sure, next time we talk to him. If you're a fan of the Star Wars, you know the Star Wars. And you're going to that big convention, great. But if you don't want to risk the in-person humiliation at the hands of Triumph the Insult Dog, why? Stay at home and watch it. It'll be live streamed at StarWars.com. More than 30 hours of video content will be streamed live, including the panel discussion featuring the Force Awakens director J.J. Abrams and producer Kathleen Kennedy. She's still married to, what's his bucket, right? Old man Spielbergo. Hi, you're on the air. Who's this?
Hey, this is Sean from Michigan.
Sean from Michigan. How you doing, man?
Yeah. Actually, you might know me as a different name. Remember a couple of weeks ago when you played Heroes of the Storm with Garrett and Kyle on ITN?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, I was the guy playing Tyrael.
Oh, all right. You were good.
Which is surprising because normally I suck against other people.
No, I think we did all right as a team. I mean, it's the thing I'm finding in that game is you can go into a game and just steamroll the other team and realize that and start to think, man, we are really good. Look at us, coordinated and incredible. And then the very next match, the same will happen to you, and you realize the breadth of skills that are available to people on that game is kind of far and wide, and you never quite know what you're going to get. So it was lots of fun though playing with you, dude.
Yeah, it was really funny watching the after show on YouTube. How you guys thought we were all on Skype. It's like, nope, that was all a happy accident.
Yeah, I just all worked out nicely, right?
Yeah.
Well, cool. Well, it's always nice to talk to you, and stay out of trouble, man. Don't eat the yellow snow is what I always tell people. All right, let's take another call. Hi, you're on the air. Who's this?
Hello, this is Alex or Zeladier from Tadpole.
Hey, man. Oh, man, this guy right here, I have to say, is my salvation lately because I've had some weird computer crap going down, and whenever that happens, I just have to go find Zeladier, and he fixes me up or at least puts me on the right track. We got lots of cool working theories going. Like you're my you're my technical
theory so far, but yeah,
you're my whole IT department right now. So thanks for that.
Well, anytime. Well, hey, first off, congratulations on the empire you built.
Well, it's
way to win all that.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
And I had a quick Therapy Wednesday question for you.
Oh, good.
As someone who has raised 2 teenage daughters, what is your advice for waking up a 5-year-old daughter who refuses to go to school every day?
Oh, man. All right, well, the best part is I'm still in that stage, although right now with a son, but at a place where they don't want to get up, so I can commiserate. For whatever reason, my oldest that was never a problem. She just got up and was on time and always had perfect grades and all that. So I didn't really have to worry about her in that regard. However, when it would turn Saturday, she would sleep all day. Like, if we didn't make her get up, she wouldn't get up. And I don't know what the difference was. Like, Monday through Friday, no problem, doing great, whatever. She'd hang out with her friends a lot on Fridays, stay out a little too late maybe, and then sleep most of the day Saturday. But that was the big pain in the butt, was like, we got chores to do, we got stuff to clean, we got things, people coming over, whatever. We need you to get up and help. And that was like trying to pry, a metal door open with a toothpick. So that was pretty rough. But for Nick, who is now 14, going on 15 soon, he has a terrible time. He is a terrible morning person. Would stay up till 3 if he could. Every day, it was just like me growing up. I was exactly the same way. And the way we do it is just consistency. It's just every morning go in there and go, dude, get the crap out of bed. Now, all of that being said, these are teenagers, right? It's different animal. When they're 5, I actually think you're in a better place because that's something they can get out of their system early. My prediction is by 12 or so, that daughter of yours will not be giving you that kind of grief anymore. Like they will have blown that out of their system. It's a little bit of a guess, but I saw a lot of that with the kids growing up. These habits they would have when they were young, and we go, oh no, does that mean they're going to be a serial killer or something weird? Or like, we always thought Nick was going to be crazy OCD and have to count all his steps and do all this weird stuff, because when he was 4 or 5, he would, like at midnight, would wake up and go, Dad. I go, what? I didn't brush my teeth. I'll have bad dreams if I don't brush my teeth. And he'd go and brush his teeth. And then he would count how many times he brushed it with the brush to make sure that was enough that he wouldn't have a nightmare or anything after he brushed his teeth. Like a lot of weird little kid things like that. And we all thought, oh no, what does this mean? But all it meant...
Oh, yeah, they're different animals every year.
Yeah, every year they change. Like their brains are forming in a way that we can't even fathom. So they get over that stuff. And now it's like a pain in the butt to get him to brush his teeth, let alone wake up. He's not having bad dreams at all. So you'll be fine. I'll bet you that thing passes. When they're at that age, it just is just one of those phases. You have to be consistent, make it clear that it's important they get up. But it's nothing to lose sleep over yourself, I guess.
Yeah, well, you're still having a sister on tomorrow, right?
Oh yeah, she's coming on, and I think she's got a hell of a question this week. So we're excited to get her back. At least I hope so. She wasn't here last week by accident, but this week we should be good.
Excellent. This might be about the same daughter if you've got the same question.
I think it might be. We're going to keep the same one. So I will. You'll be listening, I assume, and we'll be hopefully answering it in a satisfactory way. Thanks, man. Take it easy. We'll talk to you soon, probably, if I lock up.
All right. Take care.
Man. All right. Bye. All right. Let's continue on. Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh, we got another call. Hold on. I'll take this one quick. Hi, you're on the air. Oh, this is Iceworm.
Yeah, how's it going?
Mike, what's going on, man? What are you doing?
Not much. Congrats again on the award.
Oh, thanks, dude. We're very happy with the results of how that all went.
Yeah. I had one question for you. Do you know how people are always talking about Raiders of the Lost Ark and how Indiana Jones doesn't really do anything in the movie?
Yeah, that's true. He doesn't really do much in those movies, but yeah.
Well, my theory is this. So I think he kind of does. So in the beginning, when he's in the museum meeting with the Cotton Men guys,
yeah,
they send him off to get the headpiece and all that stuff. And Indiana Jones is on the plane, and then the guy Toth, or whatever his name is, the guy who burns his hand, is revealed to be on that plane too.
Right.
So if Indiana Jones isn't important, why is that guy following him around to go find that headpiece?
Well, they knew that the government Porkins guy. I think they knew that their spies knew that our government was up to something. That's what I think. And so,
yeah, but then that shows to me that they probably if they're going after that headpiece, why didn't it not just go to Nepal to begin with and not follow Indiana Jones there?
That's actually a really good point. Well, did they not know? How did they know that it was in Nepal? I think they knew because Indy was going there, right? Did they?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting at. It's like they had no idea where he was going, so they decided to, follow the Porkins guy, and then that led them to Indiana Jones, and that led them to the bar and all that.
Yeah, and the truth is that this idea that Indiana Jones doesn't do anything in the movies is kind of a dumb idea, because he does a lot of things. Like, he's down in the snake pit. He's the one, I think what they're referring to is that part where he's making everyone else dig the pit, and he's just standing around. But everyone has a foreman, so I don't think that's a big deal. I mean, he's all up in everything. He's fine. There's nothing wrong with Indiana Jones.
Yeah, and also I wanted to bring up a thing that you mentioned about Friends and how Ross kind of goes crazy throughout, like, later in the series.
Yeah.
And I think anybody that, like, would be in his situation would probably go crazy too. Like, he had his wife leave him became a lesbian, and then his girlfriend broke up with him after she was already broke up with him, kind of, and then he's gotten divorced like twice, so maybe I think anybody would probably kind of go crazy in that situation.
Yeah, I have some sympathy for the character of Ross, for sure. I just found him by the end of that so annoying. You know what it would be, maybe somebody should do this online, but somebody should make a video where they have a bunch of Ross scenes, but instead of having a laugh track and comedy, just have a lot of really dark music and kind of sour, sort of mournful tone to it so that we can see his life through the real lens, which is this sad, unsuccessful sort of mess of an existence. And then maybe it would make sense. But right now it's just kind of blah. He's just driving me crazy by the end of that season.
Well, I'm getting tired of him too, and I'm also super tired of Rachel and all that. But.
I know you're not a big Rachel fan. Well, there you go. It's been Friends and Indiana Jones talk, everybody. Mike, take it easy. We'll talk to you soon. Got another call here. Hi, you're on the air. Who's this?
Hey, it's Scott.
Hey,
This is Marcus from SLC, a.k.a. Darth Marcus.
Hey, man. Oh, hey, you know, it's cold and wet and rainy. What are you doing out there?
I'm driving in the snow. I'm actually with my missus.
Oh, very nice. Hi, hello. These are very nice human beings, everyone. If you've never met them, you should, because they're great. Well, what are you guys up to today? What's going on?
We're actually driving to Celebration, Star Wars Celebration in Anaheim.
Oh, very nice. So you're going to be, I'm trying to think where the weather pattern's moving east, so you should be fine. Should be able to drive right out of this crap. Oh, and right off the phone. I guess we lost him. Crap. Oh, well. We'll talk to them later. That sounds fun. I wish I was them. Or maybe this is them. Hang on. Hi, who's this?
Hey, it's me again.
Oh, it's you again. Okay. Good.
I don't know what happened.
We lost you.
About the weather?
I was just saying, I think it gets better the more west you go, so you should be fine.
I hope.
Yeah. Well, that'll be good. Why don't you, you're going to do a lot of tweeting and stuff? I want to see a lot of photos and stuff.
Definitely. I wanted to put something out there if that was okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, well, we're a little behind on the G-Man, so bear with us here. But we, on April Fool's Day, and I know how you feel about April Fool's Day, we got a lot of tweets saying, oh, I'm not coming to Nerdtacular, I'm not coming to Nerdtacular. And it really freaked me out. Well, it freaked me out and this is out. So we were wondering if it's a joke, right? Yeah, if what ones were jokes and what ones were not. If anybody wants to let us know, at Darth Marcus on Twitter.
Well, I can tell you this. We've sold more tickets this year than we ever before. We are out of hotel rooms in the main building. That's never happened before. There are way more people coming this year than we've ever had. That being said, there are a couple of people who aren't coming that we are all hoping they were for various reasons. Like Nicole can't come because she is just sick as a dog being pregnant, and a couple other people like that. But for the most part, it's more than we've ever had. So it may have been an impression left by 2 or 3 tweeters that somehow it was like an avalanche of people who weren't, but that it's kind of the opposite this year. Where in fact, I'm a little nervous about how many more are coming. So
we're so excited.
Oh, it's going to be great. It's always fun, right?
Yeah, it's awesome.
There are literally like 2 or 3 straggler tickets hanging around. If anyone out there's been sitting on the fence wondering what they're going to do, there's still space in hotel rooms outside of the main lodge there that aren't very far, so there's still all that. But if people want in, man, now is the freaking time. Because it's
awesome. I agree.
Going to be fun.
15, come be there or be square.
That's right. Be square, you lamos. All right, have fun. Be safe. Drive carefully. We'll talk to you later. All right. Hey, Guardians of the Galaxy 2 will be about family and father, says its director. Aww. If you've read the comics at all, this will make sense to you, right? This is from director James Gunn, who's doing the sequel. Says, there's a lot of stuff I'm excited about in this new movie, he said. Listen, I'm still excited about Star-Lord's character and where he goes, but at its heart, Guardian's story is really about families, and the first film was about him and his mother. This story is about fathers, so excited to go there. If you know anything about the series, then you'll know exactly where they're headed, or at least close to where they're headed. HelloFresh.com is sponsoring today's program. HelloFresh.com is the place to go. Morning Stream is the code to use for what, you say? 3 free meals with that promo code MorningStream at checkout. They deliver the stuff straight to your door in a big insulated box, all farm fresh, ready to go. Exact quantities needed to make whatever recipe you picked from their website. Don't take my word for it. Go to HelloFresh.com right now. Pick the stuff you like, and with that code, eat for free. That's 3 free meals with the promo code MorningStream at checkout. President Barack Obama. Are you familiar with his work? He is finally going to visit South Dakota before he leaves office. It is his 50th state, the final state. He's been through every state in this union except for South Dakota, don't you know? And this will complete a rare presidential run through all 50 states. I guess this hasn't happened in a long time. Obama will travel to Watertown in the state's northeastern corner to deliver a commencement address at the local area technical institute on May 8th. White House says it's one of the nation's top community colleges, recognized for rigorously preparing its students for having a 2-year graduation rate that has more than twice the national average. It'll be the 4th president to do so, according to the White House Historical Association. Only 4 presidents have ever done this in their entire career. It's kind of a big deal. or in their presidential run, I guess, or presidential time. If you're wondering about Utah, the president slept in Utah on April 2nd before a public appearance at Hill Air Force Base near Salt Lake City the next morning. That's just right up the from me. You know, right up the... You know the one. Let's take one more call before we take a break. Hi, you're on the air. Who's this?
Hey, this is Tracer Recorder from West Virginia.
Tracer Recorder from West... You're one of the wild whites of West Virginia, aren't you?
No, I'm not. I'm the guy that wrote in about the dentist trip.
Oh, yeah, dude. How you doing since that trip?
Well, Monday was my root canal.
Oh, Lord.
The air compressor in the dentist's office was at 50%, so an hour and 45 minutes in the chair.
Oh, my gosh. You mean that... Wait, the air... Oh, like the thing they used to blow, the little blower thing. That's a long time to be in the chair.
Yeah, all the drills and everything.
So how did it turn out, though? Are you good? Everything solid?
Oh, yeah, no pain at all. Good to go.
All right. That's what you want. I hate dentists, you know.
Yeah, me too.
I'm not a fan. Well, I'm glad it went well for you. Stay out of trouble. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk to Nicole. We got some recommendals to do today. And Tom will be here for Tom's Tech Time. Got a couple emails. Maybe some more of your calls and more. The break I'm going to take, I like how that sounds. The break I'm going to take is not based on anybody's requests. I didn't do any requests. That's Brian's territory. Instead, I'm going to play some songs that I'm into right now for today's musical breaks. One of them, they're both video game related, and one of them is one I played recently on the Boop Show for the outro music. It's a remix by somebody called DJ Rigsmeister, and it's a remix of the Angry Birds theme, which, you know, as modern games go, and as much as I don't like Angry Birds as a game, it's one of my favorite themes, despite it being kind of reminiscent of Tetris in so many ways. But in my book, that's a good thing. So I'm going to play it for you now. This is the Angry Birds remix by DJ Rigsmeister. And we'll play it. We'll be back in a minute. Everybody, come on back. You hear?
So, isn't this great? I got my own kitchen, my own bedroom.
And your very own ring around the collar.
Ring around the collar.
For a tough stain like this, you need Whisk.
Yeah, but
Sprays and powders aren't good enough. Whisk does a better job. And when Whisk gets out ring around the collar,
your whole wash is clean.
no more surprise visits.
And no more ring around the collar.
Whisk gets ring around the collar and your whole wash clean.
You are leaving out her face.
It's the world of tomorrow today. This is the morning stream.
It is indeed the world of tomorrow. You guys going to see that world of tomorrow? Is that interesting to everybody? I don't know yet. I don't know how I feel about it. I love Brad Bird, so that's kind of what I'm going on there. I'm interested in Brad Bird. Not in that way, though. All right, time to call Nicole. What do you think about that? What do you think about them apples right there? Hold on a second. Get her in here. Let's talk about stuff. Why the hell not? Why the hell not, indeed. Hi, Nicole.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm okay.
Yeah? How's that medication doing?
Mornings are good for me. Evenings are hell.
Oh, I don't like hell evenings. Evenings shouldn't
Yeah.
be hell. Evenings should be happy and joyful and all of that. Oh, wait, here's your music. Forgot. It is Nicole Spagnuolo. Comes on the show on Wednesdays. Heroically, in my opinion, because right now she's dealing with like the illest of the pregnancy period.
Oh, there are people out there having it far worse than me. I can't complain.
Yeah, but you hold it together pretty good.
Trying.
Yeah. So here she is. We're going to talk about recommendations on the old streaming services. Now we normally have a theme, but we're not doing that today because we're going to wait for Brian to come back and then we'll do a theme.
Respect of Brian and his wonderful hat.
Yep, the man with the funny hat, which already has its own Twitter account.
I love it. I love it.
Do you remember the name of that account? What is it?
It's Guy_ with the hat. And I think Matsula made that account.
Guy with. Wait,
There's
Guy
an underscore
with the hat.
Guy _ with the hat.
All right, let's see. I'm gonna find this, see what's going on there, because sometimes these things, they fade out, and so you want to catch it while it's hot. Here we go. Brian Ibbotson is what they have the name under it. Let's see.
And they say it's a parody account.
Already got 57 followers. This is great. Fantastic. Well, anyway, it's good to have you back, and we're going to talk about some of the stuff that we've been sort of into. And one of the advantages, well, I don't know if you call it an advantage, but one of the side effects of you being pretty ill with this pregnancy is that you're watching a lot of stuff on streaming services.
Yeah, I'm in bed probably 20, 22 hours of the day. So yeah, I get bored, but a lot of times I just have the TV on for background just to kind of distract me. And we reached our cap on our internet usage.
Oh, crap.
So we're beyond it. So I've been trying to watch over-the-air TV a lot more.
Yeah.
And I don't know why those stupid, ID, the ID network, where they have like the crime-solving stuff and FBI files. Well, apparently they have similar channels, but they're just really old episodes of these types of shows.
All right.
So the Justice Network.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it's old unsolved mysteries and Snapped, where the crazy woman goes crazy, and I'm just this is so ridiculous. And 24 hours of bait car. I'm just oh my god. Just people, if you see a car and the door's open and the keys are in it, don't get in it.
Yeah, don't get in there.
That, I mean, I don't know how.
It seems like simple advice.
You would think.
Yeah, but we should probably make sure we say it. Sure.
It.
So wait, so this is a bit like True TV.
Yeah.
Where it's kind of had its roots in that same sort of way, and now it's a little bit bigger, but it's all reality TV all the time, although the reality of it is dubious, but still, nonetheless, that's all they show.
It's just stupid sensationalism, and, I of course, being pregnant, my dreams are very vivid right now, so I have really weird dreams because I'm watching, Body of Evidence, where I take the FBI files and I figure out the case, and now we have a serial killer. I'm oh, I need to stop watching this. Mark, when does our cap reset?
And so, is that who's your ISP? Just curious.
It's Cox.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've got the Comcast one I have is bottomless as far as I know. They don't have any.
They haven't
caps.
cut our internet off. They just keep saying you're over your quota. You're over your quota, and we're like, oh gosh. But I have been watching some streaming stuff.
Well, so okay. If you hit the cap though, they're not going to charge you extra, or they just cut you off.
No, they haven't charged us extra. It's actually not even in our contract that we would have a cap. Like nowhere did it say. And then we have it's a weird thing. Maybe Tom could help me figure it out.
Yeah, that is weird. Well, either way, you shouldn't. I hope they don't do that to you. Well, I guess if you're already out, you've still got a few days to go before things reset.
We're still watching. You know, Mark's been watching the hell out of Better Call Saul online, and
so good.
Yeah. I've been watching some cool movies that I want to recommend to you guys.
Well, recommend them. What do you got?
All right, so there's one that caught my attention. I think it came out in 2011, and I remember seeing the trailer for it, and it just kind of, one of those things where you're like, okay, that's an indie movie. It's not going to be mainstream, but I need to remember that. And I found it on Netflix, and it is an apocalyptic romance.
Oh, wow. That sounds all right.
Ewan McGregor and Eva Green. Eva Green, she's been in a number of things. You would recognize her immediately. Most recently, she is Penny Dreadful.
Oh, yep. I totally know her. Yep. So she's in some new movie, too. What was it? Some big deal. And I can't think of it. Something that just came out.
Sin City 2.
Oh, maybe that was it.
The Dame to Kill For.
Yep, I think that's it.
Damn, I was really hoping that was going to be.
That wasn't good.
It wasn't.
It was really bad. Yeah, she's been in all
I still enjoyed the movie, but
she's been in so many things. I liked Camelot while I was on. I thought that was cool. She was in Quantum of Solace, the video game and the movie, I think. Casino Royale. Yep, she was Vesper Lind in that. She's great.
Yeah. So this movie is called Perfect Sense. So imagine a world where one by one you lose your senses.
All right.
So the first sense that is lost in this alternate world is the sense of smell. Okay. And they don't know what is really going on. So she plays an epidermalist. How do you say that?
Epidermalist.
I don't know.
Is it like a skin doctor? Like a?
Well, she's dealing because it's senses.
Yeah.
They're trying to figure out why it's happening. Is it a virus? Is it, biological warfare? What's going on? And Ewan McGregor lives down the street from her, and he works as a chef in a restaurant. So they kind of use their relationship and how they meet to kind of facilitate how the world slowly loses each sense. And I'm going to talk about movies today that really stuck with me. And this one, holy crap. By the ending, I was bawling. I was crying.
Wow.
Because it kind of reminded me, if you think about it, your sense of smell goes. So, and then they adjust. And every time a sense leaves them, something massive happens. So there's a trigger. So for instance, when everybody lost their sense of smell, they had a deep sense of sorrow, so they just would cry uncontrollably. And after this fit, then they couldn't smell.
Oh, weird.
And so I don't want to give it away for each one, but you kind of follow through their relationship and how humanity adjusts each time, because there are, it doesn't happen all at once. I just thought I really enjoyed it.
Give me the name one more time. What's the name of it?
It's called Perfect Sense.
Perfect Sense, 2011. Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know.
It's well reviewed too. People liked this when it came. I never even heard of it.
Well, it's funny because it actually isn't really well reviewed on Rotten Tomatoes. It's 52.
Doing good on IMDb, which is a user thing. So maybe it's more culty hitty sort of thing, and didn't get very much mainstream appeal or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I really I just really liked it.
It seems like something I would dig. So I'm gonna.
It's very intriguing. I wanted to know what happened each time, and do they figure it out? I don't know. You gotta watch it. So.
All right, I'm in. That's a good one.
The one sense they don't address is the sense of touch.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So they could always touch something. That's good. That's good, I suppose.
Yeah. So.
I can't taste, I can't smell, I can't see, I can't hear, but I can feel everything. Fantastic.
Think about it. If you couldn't taste anything.
Oh, it'd be terrible. Right? I mean, all the things we don't want to taste, sure, that's one thing, but all the things we do want to taste, and smell and taste are so tied together anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
That one doesn't really work without the other very well. So yeah, you can't even. People don't realize how important those little senses are.
And I think that's why I liked it so much, is because they wrapped it around these two people falling in love, just kind of learning about each other,
right?
And the sense of loss and the sense of, perseverance, and I don't know. I just really enjoyed it.
All right, well, I'm writing that one down. You said you had another one though. What's the other big one?
This is a weird one. This is a really, really weird one. It's the 2014 film Frank.
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 Don't know that. Oh, Frank, the robot.
He's not a robot. He's a guy.
Right. Oh, different thing. Michael Fassbender. Never mind. Different movie.
He wears a giant fake head.
Yeah. I saw this in there.
If you love music, if you're a musician, I think Brian would love this movie. A young guy basically joins an existing band.
Yeah.
And that existing band is led by Frank. He's very talented, but there's a lot of baggage going on there. And so the story is told through this new young musician who is the same guy who was in that About Time movie. I think it was called About Time.
Oh yeah,
the time travel movie,
right?
Which was wonderful.
The love story one.
Yes. Yeah. And kind of they go to a remote place and they're trying to make music, and it's like, torture, and they become friends, and then they go to South by Southwest, and so it's this journey, and you're just like, what is the deal with Frank? Because he's brilliant, but there's stuff going on. So it was another one that just kind of stuck with me. I was like, did I like that? I don't know. I think I did.
Yeah. Yeah, I have movies like that all the time where I'll watch them and go, do I hate this? Do I like this? But then later I'm like, I think I really liked that.
Yeah.
That's a weird thing to feel. But I think that's the point, right? You still want, every movie can't be feel-good hits of the summer. They can't all be Avengers. They have to, I want movies that challenge me and make me feel differently than I usually do.
I think another reason why I like this movie is it kind of gives you a little insight to the artist that is just trying to create something amazing.
Yeah.
The torture that a lot of artists go through.
Yep.
Maggie Gyllenhaal is in it as well.
Oh, she looks, or not looks. I always make fun of how she looks because she looks like her brother to me. But yes, she's cool. She's a good actress. I like her.
Yeah.
Brian's not here to scold me on that because he knows I give her a hard time, but she's fine.
So yeah, it was a little dark, funny at times.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would recommend it.
All
Frank.
right. Frank.
Streaming on Netflix.
Not Frank and Robot, you guys. The other one I was thinking of.
Have you seen that one?
I have. I liked it, and then parts of it I didn't like.
Oh really?
I thought the first two thirds was pretty good, and I thought the tail end was just disappointing. I don't even remember why. But I think I love Frank Langella, so I pretty much will watch anything he does. But it was interesting. I'll put it that way. It's an interesting idea, that movie.
Yeah, I've had it in my queue for a while. I just haven't had a chance to watch it. So.
Yeah, in some ways, it's kind of like, I don't know. It's kind of reminiscent of Big Hero 6 in a weird way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the way the robot behaves and acts and is his caretaker, and then he gets this robot to go steal with him. Creates a way for this robot to go help him rob places because he used to be a thief before he retired, and he's starting to have early signs of Alzheimer's. And it's a very interesting thing, and having a robot in there it's an odd film. For you in bed, nothing else to do, you should watch it.
Okay, I will.
I have been watching. I'll just recommend one thing. I'm not all the way through it yet, but I'm so into it that I cannot wait for the next episode, and we're just really, really into it. So we've been watching Daredevil with the kids, but that's been spotty because the kids have been busy and we haven't had time to watch the whole thing. So we'll just keep going at that. It's awesome, and I love it. But Kim and I finally started watching Bloodline on Netflix, the original
Man, they are
series.
Pushing that show.
It's
like
really
every time I
good.
end a movie, they go, "How about you watch Bloodline?"
Yeah, they really want you to watch it. I can see now why. I think it was expensive on the talent, and I think the shoots look very expensive. Like, it looks like an expensive production, and it's really, really good. It's, if you like things like to me, this is a mix of Damages, which is one of the creator's previous efforts. If you ever watch Damages, it's a lot like Damages, but it's also a lot like Breaking Bad and other things where we kind of have a lot of anti-heroes, and it's extremely well made, very riveting, kind of just can't wait to see what happens next kind of show. And the acting's impeccable. I think it's really fantastic. That thing will be up for awards, or I'll eat my hat this next year. So it's great. Totally worth seeing.
It's funny, there's actually a movie called Bloodline too.
Yeah, there's probably it's the kind of name I'm sure there are a million things tied to, right? Like, there's going to be comics and books, and like, I bet if I go Bloodline, I get all the Netflix stuff right away, and then I get
No, it's the
actually that's all I get right now.
Bloodline.
That's because it's all Googleified. But if let's see, Bloodline
I'm
book.
actually searching in Netflix, and I'm typing in blood. Is it Blood Dash?
See, here's a book on Amazon I can buy called Bloodline by Sigma Force. You can get that. There's also another book by somebody named Carrie somebody. It's a Bloodline, also called Bloodline. Like, there's comic books called Bloodline. Like, it's a common word.
Mm-hmm.
But if you Google Bloodline, it's all the Netflix thing. That's all you're going to get right away. It's fantastic. It's really maybe the best new show on TV, period. There's even kind of a Lost vibe to it. I don't know. It's hard to explain. But Jeff Kanata put it pretty well. He told me that on Twitter yesterday that it was as if Batman... you know what? I got to find that. It's a really great quote. Hold on. Jeff Kanata. All right. He says to me via Twitter yesterday... If I can find it.
You know what it reminds me of, though?
What?
The season of Justified with, hey, man.
What?
You know what I'm talking about?
No.
What's his name? Michael Rappaport.
Oh, that, yeah.
Man.
A little bit of that, sure. I loved that season.
I loved it, too.
That was a great season. And I still haven't watched this new one yet. I'm so excited. It ended yesterday, right?
Yeah, we have.
Oh, here it is. He says, I described it as, what if Batman and the Joker were brothers and their family owned a bed and breakfast in the Florida Keys? That's exactly what this is like, except without all the superhero stuff. It's really, really good. And I'm stoked to keep going. He says the last 4 episodes are some of the best TV he's ever seen, so that's pretty high praise. So check it out, Bloodline, on your Netflix there. And if you like Coach Taylor at all, then you'll enjoy it. It's a little sweary, but whatever. It's got what's her name in it from Freaks and Geeks? I always forget her name. Cardellini.
The girl.
You know who I mean? Yeah.
Linda.
Linda Cardellini. Cardellino, whatever it is. She's amazing. Really, really
Pataloni.
good. Yeah, that's it. Sissy Spacek's in this, for heaven's sakes.
Oh, is she?
Yeah. She's a coal miner's daughter. Not really. But anyway, it's fantastic. People should watch it. Nicole, anything else happening this week for you?
Actually, I have one more for you that I forgot to mention.
Sure, go ahead.
Have you had a chance to watch the movie Chef?
Chef. Have I seen Chef?
Jon Favreau?
No, I haven't seen that yet. I hear it's great.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Again, another kind of inside, kind of like with Frank is like an inside into indie music. Chef is like inside into the food industry and kind of just this famous, well, he was, a famous chef.
Yeah.
And just
it has Black Widow and Iron Man in it too.
Yeah, Scarlett Johansson, Dustin Hoffman's in it, Oliver Platt.
Yeah.
Great cast.
Sofia Vergara's in it. John Leguizamo, I love him.
Yeah, he's really good in this one. I really enjoyed him.
Oh, that's great.
And it turns out to be a story of a father and son and bonding over food, and I just thought it was really well done, and I wanted to at least mention it because if you haven't had a chance to watch it, it's streaming on Netflix. It's really great.
It was the first thing Favreau did, I think, after Iron Man 2. I think he took a break and did this, and it's supposed to be a very personal film. So I'm interested.
I watched it right before I got sick.
Oh yeah, perfect.
So I was like, okay, because it's nothing but food. I mean, they're making Cuban sandwiches. I mean, they just so much food.
Yeah,
Everything's about. You should see the grilled cheese this guy makes.
Oh, amazing!
It's amazing.
You're making me hungry.
Grilled cheese.
Making me hungry right now. All right. Well, cool. Good recommendations today. Nicole Spag on Twitter. Anything else you want to mention?
Happy birthday, Mark.
Oh yeah, happy birthday to your husband. Mark turns the ripe old age of what, 23 now?
He had to ask me how old he was.
Did he really?
Yeah.
He's so busy making cool shit out of wood, he just can't keep track. I understand.
Honestly, I have to do the math myself. We were just talking about it. It seemed like after we hit 35, it just kind of blurred.
No, trust me, it doesn't get any easier either. So,
you want to say hi to Scott?
It's my birthday.
Happy birthday! Yay! Well, tell him to celebrate in the only way he knows how, which is sweeping up sawdust or whatever it is.
Definitely.
All right, stay out of trouble.
Congratulations on all your wins.
Oh, thanks. It was a hell of a sweep, and it's all on the backs of the awesome fans, and it wouldn't have been even a thing without them. So another reminder to thank them. Well, take it easy, have fun, don't barf, and watch some cool stuff on TV. Bye now. All right. Should we call Tom Merritt? I think we should. Call Tom Merritt, because he's the guy who looks like Tom Skerritt. Not true. He doesn't look like Tom Skerritt at all.
I wish I looked like Tom Skerritt.
Hey, at Tom Skerritt's age, we should all look like Tom Skerritt.
I wish I looked like Tom Skerritt at my age.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Like him now, but me now.
Exactly. Here's your little thingy thing.
Oh,
with
thanks.
the computer, as with any tool, the concept and direction must come from the man.
That man is award-winning podcaster Tom Merritt. Hi, Tom.
Well, hello, award-winning podcaster Scott Johnson.
Yeah, we kind of cleaned up yesterday. That was pretty cool.
And Tadpool and Diamond Club pulled off a sweep.
Yeah.
Like you said just now, all thanks to them, to our bosses. Amazing.
Yeah, they're incredible. And we are going to, we'll reap whatever benefits come from this. But I still say the people who run that thing are going to take a real hard look at it now, because it's not that we cheated. Nobody did. It's
what they should do?
What should they do?
In my opinion, they should hire T2T2.
Yeah.
That's what they should do.
Exactly.
Because he didn't break any rules.
No.
All he did was figure out the most efficient way to implement the system.
Yeah, had to remind people to vote, and that's it.
Yeah.
As simple as that. It's like...
Because they have a pretty good system of requiring you to verify your email address and all that sort of thing. So.
Yeah, we didn't stack votes. We didn't double vote. We didn't do any of the weird stuff that you usually hear about with elections and things. This was just a straight-up win. And again, even T2T2's involvement means nothing without this incredible swell of everybody wanting to do it.
Exactly. It's not like he wrote a bot that was automatically voting, right?
Yeah.
Like it took people.
Right.
To implement the
real flesh and blood individuals, men and women, really.
Meat space.
On that note, hey, it's Tom's Tech Time. He comes on the show, talks about technology, and today it's just him and I talking a little bit of tech, and I'm excited about it. What's on the minds of technologists everywhere?
Have you seen the EU statement of objections yet?
No, but I heard something about Google being in the spotlight of something terrible.
Okay, so for 5 years, and by the way, this is not going to end anytime soon. This is going to keep going for probably a few more years.
Yeah.
Google has been under investigation for antitrust. You probably, if you've followed this at all, recognize the name Joaquin Almunia. He was the competition commissioner for most of this investigation. Several times they had come to an agreement with Google, how Google would change their search practices, specifically regarding shopping listings. That's the big complaint that's being objected to today. But there's also some other complaints still being investigated about the way they sell ads and the requirements they make to folks who buy ads and whether they can buy ads elsewhere, et cetera.
Right.
So there's a new competition commissioner that just took office this year. Her name is Margrethe Vestager, or properly pronounced in Danish would be my guess.
Yeah.
That's my stab at it. Anyway, she issued the statement of objections today. She said in a press conference, "I'm concerned that Google has artificially boosted its presence in the comparison shopping market, with the result that consumers may not necessarily see what's most relevant for them, or their competitors may not get the commercial opportunity that their innovative services deserve." Before you freak out, U.S. people, this was investigated in the FTC in the U.S. as well, and the FTC determined that Google was not abusing their market position. This isn't just about whether Google has the right to put their own shopping links up at the top of a page. I mean, when I first heard about this 5 years ago, my knee-jerk reaction was, come on, it's Google's site. You can use any website you want. You don't have to use Google. I can put whatever links I want on my site. Why can't Google put whatever links they want on their site?
Sure.
And if they screw it up, people will go use something else. What is being investigated in Europe is whether Google is abusing their dominant market position. They have about 67% of the search market in the US. They have more than 90% of the search market in Europe. When you have that dominant of a position, you have the ability to do things because people don't think they have another choice, possibly.
Right? Aren't they also a little more known for stricter measures there? Because I remember Microsoft was under so much scrutiny for so long over Internet Explorer and all of that, and that was most of that heat and antitrust stuff was coming from Europe as well. Like there was a lot of that.
Microsoft and Intel both came under European scrutiny, and both had to change business practices because of antitrust findings from the European Commission. So this is not new for a tech company to be accused and have to change stuff. Now, a lot of people think that the Microsoft decision and the Intel decision were largely toothless, that they didn't have much effect on things, but particularly with Microsoft, they had to provide a browser choice screen for people when they installed Windows or launched it for the first time on a new PC.
Right. And over here we just we used IE once to download, Firefox or something, and then never ran it again. It's the way we dealt with that. But you're surprising me with numbers. I would have guessed the 90% would have applied here. 67% search seems crazy to me in the US.
Yeah. No, people use Yahoo and Bing in the United States in much greater numbers than they do in Europe. Everybody just uses Google, except for that 10% that use various other things. And so it's hard to wrap your head around that, to that idea, right? Because you think, oh, well, everybody I know uses Google. Google's a verb, right? But it makes a big difference, 60 to 90%. That's a 30%. If I can do math. I can do simple math. It's a 23% swing. But you know what I mean? Like, all of a sudden, any company with that dominance of a market share can get away with things that they might not be able to get away with. Now, what Google is doing, and they sent an internal email that's leaked out, and they're pointing out that this is just a statement of objections. This is their chance to respond and say, well, we don't think these objections are valid because of this or that reason. So that's why this is going to take a few more years. And they can rightly point out that, look, we may be putting our shopping results up at the top of Google pages, but it doesn't seem to be impacting the shopping marketplace. And they put up on their blog a bunch of graphs that show like eBay and Amazon and all these other e-commerce sites doing great, while Google Shopping is actually not doing very well. You kind of have to admit that their product isn't as successful. So they're saying, look, even if we are favoring our stuff, it doesn't seem to be hurting the marketplace, and that should be the test, right? Is their dominant market position having an effect to drive out competition or hurt businesses and reduce choice?
Yeah, and I feel like they actually have a case, whereas Microsoft it always felt very anti-competitive to me that your only browser choice by default, and therefore kind of preying on the market as not being very savvy at that time. Oh well, let's just explore, and that's just it, and that's what you use, and I felt like they actually had a case against Microsoft, at least under the harsh light of the more scrutinizing European Commission. But when it comes to this Google thing, I don't know. I feel like the results are in the results. Like they can say things like, if somebody came out and said, hey, Google Buzz was anti-competitive because you have this huge marketplace, or even say Google Plus is anti-competitive, it's not fair for you to come in with all these guns blazing and just start a social network, and then all Google has to say, well, yeah, but Google Plus kind of sucks. Nobody's using it. They're not using it on the level that Facebook is or Twitter is or something else. So to me, it seems like those kinds of results are your answer. Now, if Google ends up being incredibly successful with their next shopping initiative or something, well, then they'll probably have things to answer for. But it does put them in a weird position. It's like, well, are they telling us we have to just be a search company and that's it for now and forever, and anything we try to do outside of that is going to get 20 lawyers involved? Like, that seems like a weird position to put them in.
Miss Vestager, or Vestager, or I'm told I should choke on my G's a little more. Said that, I don't think that was right. No. Said that she was not seeking a wider redesign of the search results. That's what Google has been negotiating, saying, okay, we'll move the shopping results to a different part. We'll de-emphasize them. Our paid shopping results, we'll move them around. She's like, they want a fundamental change to the principle of how things are doing to future-proof them against technology, against future technologies. So I'm kind of unclear what a satisfactory answer from Google might be if they can't just move them around. It sounds like she kind of wants them to get rid of paid shopping results, which is basically saying, Google, you can't be in this kind of business. And I'm not sure. And that goes back to what you say, like, well, so they can only be a search business in that respect. They can't be a paid search business. Actually, I think Google shopping results are kind of useless, frankly, because you have to pay to get in them. I much preferred Frugal, which was just using the Google algorithm and pulling out the shopping results from it. And nobody paid for placement. And so I think what she wants is probably a better product for me as a consumer. But I don't know that the dominant market position is the reason Google's not doing it.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you. I don't know. This is a lot more obscure, I guess, than the other stuff. It's like Explorer, fix it. This is like weird set of circumstances, fix it, and that's harder to fix without just outright just saying, all right, we're Google, so we can't have our products anywhere on any of this. And maybe that's...
And again, I'm putting words in people's mouths when I say that. That's not what they have said. They've just said something vague about, we want more than just a simple redesign. So there's a negotiating position there. I'm just not sure what it is.
Yeah, well, we'll see as this whole thing transpires.
Hey, this isn't done. Yeah. I know you think it should be, but they also announced a separate investigation beginning into Android.
Oh, I didn't hear about this.
So the claims they'll be investigating. Now, this is basically what they started doing with search 5 years ago. So this is at the very beginning. This will stretch for years, too. Claims that Google requires or incentivizes manufacturers to pre-install its own search engine apps and other services and exclude rival products. Android, the Google version, is free and open source. Unless you want to put Google's name on it, in which case you have to install their apps. And it kind of makes sense that if you say, hey, you want to run Google search on the Google branded Android and use our Google trademark, you can't put Bing in there too.
Right.
That one, it's like, well, you have a choice. You have a very easy choice to go use a different version of Android, and lots of companies do. Yeah. Allegations that Google unfairly insists its services are bundled, meaning some cannot be pre-installed without including the others. Same point, right? Mm-hmm. You want the Google version of Android, then you have to have the apps. I don't see that as a problem either. The last one is the one that gets interesting. Complaints that the firm is hindering manufacturers from developing alternative versions of Android, which is open source. These are commonly known as forks, with Amazon's Fire OS and Xiaomi's Mi being two examples. So this is the one, if they can prove it, would be a smoking gun to me. It's one thing to say like, hey, there's lots of versions of Android out there. It's open source. Anybody can develop it. If you want ours, you got to take our package. Yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Yeah. However, those become wrong if Google's out there saying, yeah, there are other versions of Android out there, but if you use one of them, we'll blackball you.
Well, I mean, one of the great market pressures on them is to unify things, because that's one big complaint is that, well, how come I can't upgrade my phone the same day as everybody else, or, various other complaints in that vein. So I get why they might be motivated to unify a bit, but if they've been doing that to the detriment of people's ability to go elsewhere with their fork, that is bad. That's real bad.
Yeah, if they could show that Google came to, let's say, Asus, right, and said, hey, Asus, totally love the work you've been doing on the Nexus tablets. By the way, if you manufacture a Fire tablet for Amazon, we're going to yank our contract. Right. That's the kind of thing that Europe would have to find. That hasn't happened with Asus or Fire, as far as I know. There have been some, and I can't remember if it was Acer or Alcatel off the top of my head, but there was a case in China where a manufacturer wanted to make their own fork of Android, and it might have been a Cyanogen. Anyway, I'm real vague on the details, but Google did come in and say, yeah, we're not going to let you put out the Android version of things if you do that.
Oh, interesting.
So that could surface here.
Yeah, it'd be the big smoking gun would be something like Amazon, Bezos coming forward and saying, look, there's a memo where they highly discouraged us from forking in this thing when we first started the Fire brand. Like something like that could be seismic. If it ends up just being a few Taiwanese manufacturers or other stuff, I am not so sure about that. But either way, this maybe they have a case with that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Fascinating. Well, who knew the bright lights would be on Google in such an intense way in 2015, I suppose.
Yeah, well, they're this crowns them as the new Microsoft, right? Mm-hmm. They are the new big boy, the big kid on the block.
Yeah, in a way, it's I guess it's not that different. Well, it's a lot different than the Apple Samsung stuff because that's between Apple and Samsung.
Apple got investigated by the EU for iTunes.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
What if they care about that now? Like, no one cares about. Like, they probably take credit for the IE thing, right? Like saying, well, no one cares about IE now. Like, it's way down. In fact, Microsoft's dumping it and doing something else with 10. They probably take some credit for that, don't you think? Like, they're sitting around going, yeah, it worked, guys.
Actually, there have been a lot of stories kind of trying to determine whether it really did have an effect or not. And the fact that they can't really agree makes me think that it probably didn't.
Yeah, probably not. Well, more like this can be found at Tech News, or Daily Tech News show, which will happen today. Who's on? Who's the guest today?
Natalie Morris is on. She'll be joining us, former Buzz Out Loud co-host, and now freelance reporter extraordinaire. You can see her on broadcast television.
Yes.
I don't want to say the wrong network. So I'm just not going to say anything because that would be really embarrassing.
Sure.
However, I got an email from Patrick Beja, who is very excited, not in a positive way necessarily, about surveillance policies that the French government wants to put in place on ISPs.
Yeah.
So it's looking like Patrick will come on and do a little rant about that as well.
You know how Patrick rants go? They are really, really... crap, I can't find the thing. Oh, here it is.
Born ready to rant.
Really, really... Intense. That's what I meant to say.
Yes, they are.
Well, great.
Play intense.
Everyone look forward to that. Of course, you can find that today at 2:30 Mountain, which is 1:30 your time.
Hey, where's Ibit?
Ibit is in Las Vegas. Oh, I mentioned that earlier. Yeah, he's not here.
Yep.
He's doing a panel right now.
Oh, he's doing a panel.
Yeah.
I asked in the chat room if he was doing a panel or hungover, and someone pointed out very rightly both.
Probably a little both is my guess. He's still got that hat on. He's up doing some sort of panel about community building, which is perfect since our community did so much yesterday to help us sweep those damn awards.
Perfect example.
Good job, everyone. Tom, anything else before we go?
Just thank you for today. The folks out there who watch the show, support the show, make the show happen. You are the real award, and I know that sounds sappy, but that is honestly the way I feel. Like, you guys are the best. So thank you for your support of the show.
Yeah, and another note of just, I would say, and I'm not trying to be falsely blubbery toward Tom here, but none of that made sense. But of all the shows,
your blubber is real, buddy.
Of all the shows that were nominated, a whole bunch of them are just yeehaw, silly billy, yippity skippity, entertainment, funny, ha ha ha. And one of them is serious technology news, stuff you can use every freaking day. And that one rightly won. And I just feel like that to me was the crowning combined community show that won, because that's the one that actually can make a difference to everybody. The rest of us, we're going to make you laugh, we're going to have a good time. But DTNS, I don't know, I feel like that was the mainstream win there.
Thank you, sir. There were some excellent shows that deserve to win in the same category, including MacCast with Adam Christensen, Security Now with Steve Gibson, This Week in Tech with Leo Laporte. I got a nice email from Leo yesterday, actually.
Oh, good.
Saying some nice things. So,
Very cool.
It was a very competitive category.
It was.
And other people could have easily deserved it, and very easily did deserve it. So I wish it could have been a tie, actually. But,
sure.
But thank you. That's very nice.
Break that thing in shards and everyone share a piece.
But, like a chocolate bar.
Since you can't do that, Tom will take it home.
Yep.
Well, excellent. Thanks, Tom. We'll talk to you soon. Ace Detect on Twitter. Everyone catch him later today. Thanks, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye now. All right. Running a tad late, so I am going to rush to this email. Email is brought to you by, remember the 90s, bubblegum pop music, Genco jeans, JNCO. Do you guys remember those? I don't remember those. I didn't wear those. The Lewinsky Scandal, and most importantly, Dawson's Creek. Creek of the Week is a new podcast where two guys in their 30s watch a random episode of Dawson's Creek and provide a live commentary track with equal parts mockery and genuine affection for the show. There's something for lovers and haters alike. Check us out at creekoftheweek.com or search for them on iTunes and other places where you can find podcasts. Let them be your Sherpa up the metaphorical mountain that is Dawson's Creek. I'd love that this exists. This is what I love about podcasting. There is a show dedicated to two guys talking about Dawson's Creek. That's amazing. Got one email here from Peter, formerly used to write / call into the ELR show as Dauphin. I remember him. Dear Shabadoo and Boogaloo Shrimp, just want to let you guys know, or wait, sorry. Just wanted to say, different email. Just wanted to say that I'm in my he's not in his mid-80s. Just wanted to say that in the mid-80s, geez, When I was in high school, I went to a charity dinner in Los Angeles with my dad. I got to sit at the same table as Ernest Borgnine and Hervé Villachez. Having grown up on Airwolf and Fantasy Island, I can say I was genuinely starstruck and said nothing as I ate quietly my overpriced charity dinner and watched in fascination as the two of them chatted politely with the rest of the people at the table. Grow some snow crows, Peter. Yeah, that's pretty intense, dude. Did you say, you got $50? Since Brian's not here, I had to do it. Big thanks to everybody for hanging out with me today. Thanks for all the live calls and stuff like that. It's been awesome. It's not a usual thing for me to do a solo show, so I'm glad to have you guys in here to help me out. Brian should be back tomorrow. That's the plan. Should have Wendy here. Should be doing Therapy Thursday. TMS PM will happen as well. All will be well, ladies and gentlemen. Frogpants.com/TMS is our website. You can find us via email, themorningstream@gmail.com, and you can also call us, 801-471-0462. Leave a message. That's our voicemail line, not the live call line, but a voicemail line. And on Twitter, @morningstream, @Scott Johnson, @Coverville. Okay. So I'm leaving you with some more music, more video game music. My maybe top 3 covers of all time in video games is this cover of the Marble Madness theme, a game I played the hell out of when I was in high school. I love that game and put a lot of quarters into it. And part of it was the music. I loved it. And you could walk by an arcade and you knew it was in there because you would hear this guitar riff. It would go like this fake computer guitar. And it made me want to go play. So I did. And I played it a lot. Here is the Marble Madness Dance Floor OC Remix Edition, which you can find at ocremix.org or .com rather. And or is it .org? I think it's .org. I always do that. Anyway, you've heard it on the Boop Show before. Now you hear it here. Here it is. See you guys tomorrow.